Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Monday Lunchtime Digest for December 15th, 2025. Happy Monday, Haley.
Happy Monday, Micah.
It is so good to see everyone. I know we have this cold snap and it's like all cloudy outside. And it was so hard I had to drink like an extra cup of coffee today, Haley, to try to get into the office today. But uh, hopefully, everyone is staying nice and cozy on this Monday morning. So, we have a lot to talk about today. So, a couple of things that I have to talk about is uh, first of all, News 9 is reporting that the Oklahoma County is looking at Creoaks Behavioral Health Services as a new mental health provider for them. So there's this new behavioral health center that is being built on East Grand Boulevard in Oklahoma City. And if I remember right, Haley, I think this is where they are proposing the new Oklahoma City County Jail being is right close
Mm,
to Del City there.
mhm.
And they're having a mental health center be close to that. In the article, it talks about the main purpose of the mental health center is to provide mental health services for people who have minor criminal charges. Um, also for people that are experiencing homelessness, for them to receive services as opposed to just being put in the county jail. And so I am pretty sure that that's the same site. So don't hold me to it. Do your own due diligence to look at that. But I'm pretty sure that that's going to be the same site there. Again, in East Oklahoma City, they're close to Del City, is where they decided on the Oklahoma County Jail, last I heard. But that's exciting for Creoaks that they're going to be able to get that contract and provide services for that population there. The other thing that I have to share today talks about the Journal Record is um, reporting that the Oklahoma Department of Mental Health Substance Abuse Services is looking for a call for is making a call for proposals to be able to have other organizations take over their excuse me, certified community behavioral health centers. And so, as you know, the Oklahoma Department of Mental Health has um, certified community behavioral health clinics in different parts of the state. So we have Carl Albert Community Mental Health Center in McAllister, Central Oklahoma Community Mental Health Center in Norman, Jim Talifero there in Lawton, and then Northwest Center for Behavioral Health in Woodward. And so those are all state-run facilities. And so what the Oklahoma Department of Mental Health is doing is looking at making contracts with other organizations that they run those services for them. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that turns out and what other organizations step forward to take over those services from the Oklahoma Department of Mental Health.
Yeah, I think it's been part of a greater push in Oklahoma to privatize a lot of mental health and healthcare treatment. And I've seen some folks online talking about the potential pros, but also potential cons of it too. Having state-run behavioral health facilities be in the hands of private corporations, and that leads to more opportunities to prioritize the profits over the patients. And so that will be, I think, my biggest concern.
Right. And it seems like it just goes back and forth, right? Where there'll be this push for privatization, whether it's mental health or privatizing jails or whatever it might be. And then after a while, to your point, it seems like these places aren't well ran and that there are putting profits over people. And so then the state will come in and provide those services. And then after a while, the pendulum goes the other way and they start looking at doing this again. So hopefully, if they were to proceed with this, hopefully the organizations that take this over will do a good job with those contracts and taking care of those people.
For sure.
All right, Haley, what do you have for us?
So I have some research from the University of Florida that looked at the effects of our lifestyle on our brain. And so what they found was that, so they studied groups of people for 2 years, folks with chronic pain and folks without chronic pain. And they found few significant factors that may contribute to overall brain age. And so, brain age is the age at which our brain functions. And so, you could be, age 35 years old, but your brain age might be, 45 if you experience a lot of chronic stress, or you could be 75 years old because you maintain an active lifestyle. You have a brain age of maybe 65. And so, what they found is that there are these specific factors that increase or that contribute to the increase or the decrease of brain age. And so, what it influences the increase of brain age, so making your brain uh, older than what it is, are things like chronic pain, lower income, limited education, and chronic stress. Those are things that contribute to a higher brain age. Whereas factors such as stress management, strong social ties, healthy lifestyles contribute to younger brains. And what the study had found was that those who experience chronic pain, of course, they're at a higher risk for developing quote unquote older brains if they engage in things such as healthy relationships, healthy coping strategies, good stress management. If they looked at stressors in life with a more positive lens, they were less likely to develop the older brain age as their peers who didn't adopt those lifestyles. And so I feel like this was a perfect way to segue into our chronic pain group. So, as you all know, we have a chronic pain support group every Tuesday run by our very own Amanda Beck. And so, with Amanda's group, she has created a curriculum that's based off of cognitive behavioral therapy for chronic pain. And so, it's all about just that, developing coping strategies, stress management strategies, developing support, the strong social ties with others experiencing chronic pain. And so, if you have folks who might benefit from the chronic pain support group, they can join us Tuesdays from 6:45 p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. online or in person. You can go to edmondcounseling.com/pain to learn more.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Really interesting research. So thank you for that. And then also Amanda is doing a great job with that chronic pain support group. Just last Tuesday, as I was getting my stuff and getting ready to leave and hearing them, giggling and laughing in the support group. And I thought, well, how nice is that, to have some levity. Of course, they talk about really serious stuff too, I'm sure, but to have some levity and connection with other people. So that's fantastic.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, reach out to us if you have any questions. You can also email us, hello@edmondcounseling.com. I'm sure Amanda will be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, we have our other free support groups that are going on. And I'm sure most people are aware of Smart Recovery that we have for people who are dealing with addiction issues. And so that is based on a CBT model as well. And so can learn more about that at smartedmond.com. And then we also have our family and friends group that is for people who have obviously family or friends that are dealing with addiction issues. So it's Smart Recovery's version of Al-Anon. And so it is here on Wednesdays from 6 to 7:30. And both of those groups are also hybrid. So people can attend in person or online. And they're both free. And so I was mentioning to someone just the other day about, our free support groups. And they had been referring people to us for Smart, but didn't recognize that they were free. And so those are things that we do for the community is provide those free support groups. We have a couple of other ones that we are planning on doing next year. I won't give it away yet, but we're wanting to be able to really provide these free support groups for the community. So keep us in mind whenever you have a client that could use a support group. Check out our website because you never know. We might have a free support group going for that.
Absolutely. I had the privilege of joining the Momentum Conference last week, and I got to talk with a lot of attendees, a lot of exhibitors at the conference. And I was always very pleasantly surprised at how many folks knew we provided Smart, but also I got to educate a lot of folks on our Smart friends and family. We've only had that going for about 6 months now, but the group is growing strong. And Sarah does a great job facilitating that. Micah does a great job of facilitating Smart too. But please go to, as Micah said, go to smartedmond.com to learn more, to get your folks connected.
Yes, fantastic. And so we have a lot of stuff going on training wise. We just finished the winter webinar weekend. And I know that that's a very, very busy time for you, Hayley. So thank you so much for hosting those and doing those. And so those just got finished. And then for our LMFTs and LCSWs, that their licenses, their continuing education is needed by the end of this month. We have a whole slew of board approved continuing education that is on our website.
Yes, so as the banner says, we have over 80 courses. We have over 240 hours of continuing education. I am about to add 19 more hours between now and the end of the month. So I'll be working hard. If you need me, Mike, I'll be in my computer. And so go to counselinginstitute.org to find all of those courses and more. There you can also register for our 5th annual Summer Super Summit. And so early bird sign up will end 31 days from today. It ends January 15th, and hopefully January 16th we'll be announcing the lineup. I know I'm biased because I helped to create the lineup, but I think this is our best year yet. I am very excited to announce all of our speakers. But early bird sign up ends the day before our speakers are announced. So go to counselinginstitute.org today to register for those on-demand trainings if your license ends in December, or to get a head start next year, register for our Summer Super Summit, get all 20 hours of CEUs in one place, 3 hours of ethics. Actually, we're offering 6 hours of ethics, 3 hours of supervision, I think 14 hours of addictions counseling specific, and much, much more. And so it's going to be a great conference. So register today, and as always, let us know if you have any questions.
Yes, and we would love to see you there at the Summer Super Summit. And then, of course, love for you to take the online courses as well. And also, we would love to see you at Whimsical Wednesday. So we had our last Whimsical Wednesday was the first Wednesday of the month. So that was, what did that fall on this year, Hayley? Was it
December 6th, December 3rd.
The 3rd, okay.
3rd, yeah.
So we had that on December 3rd. It was at the Sound Bar. It was a really neat experience to get to meet other mental health therapists. And we have a few people that keep coming back. And so just to be able to build on those relationships has been really, really nice.
Absolutely. And so come join our crew. We're going to be playing some games. We're going to be running some prizes. We're going to just be enjoying each other's company. It'll be our first meeting of the new year. So kick the new year off right with us. And this time is going to take place at Good for a Few. And so I thought I created a banner for that. Yes, I did. There we go. Good for a Few's located down off of 16th Street in Oklahoma City. And so join us again. We have a new time for the new year. It'll be from 6 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. And so join us 6 o'clock to 7:30 p.m. You can come for a little bit, stay for the whole time, but we'll be there.
Yeah, and so if you ever wonder when the Whimsical Wednesday is, they're always on the first Wednesday of the month. If you wonder where it's at, you can go to our Facebook page and you can find it listed there on where we're going to be. But we're going to be at Good for a Few, and it is so fun going and doing these things because they're always at places that I wouldn't normally visit, which the older I get, the more I kind of stay in my little square around my house. It's like, well, there's a Mexican restaurant we like, Chinese restaurant we like, and Burger King. It's just kind of like right in there. And so to be able to like go to a place that I haven't been before is really, really, interesting. The different places that we have gone have been really neat and cool places. So go join us, go try some place that you haven't tried before and be able to connect with other mental health therapists in just a relaxed way.
New year, new you, right?
That's right. Right. And so kind of talking about the other things that we have going on, Edmond Counseling Professional Development, we have a couple of our therapists that have openings right now. So if you are looking for, if you have a client who maybe has a sibling or a spouse or something that's looking for counseling services, then certainly have them check us out, send them our way. So you can go to edmondcounseling.com. We provide in-person and on-demand counseling for children, teens, and adults. You go to edmondcounseling.com and can see what insurances that we take there. And the other thing that we do, obviously, we have the free support groups that we've already talked about. We also do career assessments. And so if you have somebody that's not quite sure what direction that they want to go career-wise, it's for people who are 18 and older. So for adults, not high school students, but adults. And so can send them our way. We use some, evidence-based practices and giving them a better direction on which way that they want to go from their career. And then besides the continuing education that we do with the Oklahoma Counseling Institute, we also provide organizational wellness trainings. And so if you have your organization that could use a training on stress management or whatever it might be, fill in the blank, connection, mental well-being, things like that, then certainly reach out to us and we'll be happy to let you know what we have to offer. We'd love to come into your organization and do a training for you.
Absolutely. Trainings are something that Mike and I are very passionate about. We enjoy being able to disseminate great continuing education for mental health therapists and beyond. And so we appreciate your support in all the ways that you do.
That's right. So, Hayley, who is our winner for this week's free continuing education?
Our winner is, drum roll please, Dr. Kayla Black.
Hey,
Dr. Black.
Congratulations, Dr. Lag. You have won free continuing education, and you will be happy, Dr. Lack, that all of our continuing education is evidence-based stuff, and I'm sure more is there's some that are more evidence-based than others, but we do not have any that is very what's the word we want to use, Hayley? That's very fringe,
Yes.
non-evidence-based supported stuff.
Yes, we're very, very happy to have had the opportunity to connect with some experts in the field in Oklahoma and beyond. And so we feel like we have a very eclectic and wide variety of courses, but all evidence-based and all fun and no woo, if you will.
Not yes, yes. We try to keep the woo to a minimum. And so if you like the woo woo, that's great. Go check those out, do those things. But we keep woo woo to a pretty minimum on our trainings, but yet they're really fun and informative. So congratulations, Dr. Lack. So Hayley, what's our question for this week?
Well, so if you'd like to be like Dr. Lack and you'd like to be entered into the drawing for next week, you can do one of three or all three things. You can answer this week's question in the comments. You can like this post or you can share this post. Each time you do one of those three things, not only help us grow, you help us be seen by others. We also get entered into next week's drawing. So that being said, our question for this week is, what is your favorite Christmas cookie? Micah, what's your favorite Christmas cookie?
Favorite Christmas cookie. You know, I love. I don't think that there's a cookie I don't like, Hayley. I mean, I love cookies, and I would have to say though, this last Smart Recovery meeting, we had a attendee that came and had brought cookies that he had made, and those were the most amazing ginger. What are they called? Ginger or ginger
Gingerbread?
snap cookies.
Yeah.
Most amazing cookies I'd had. So I think probably his cookies is like my number one Christmas cookie. I'm gonna have to try to get the recipe from him if he would give it to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
How about you, Hayley? Favorite cookie?
I am basic. I just like the sugar cookies with the simple icing. I've been summoned by my niece to bring cookie dough to Christmas because we need to bake some cookies. And so I have my work cut out for me the night before Christmas Eve. And so we're going to make some sugar cookies together, which I'm not complaining too much. Like I said, they're my favorite. So I can't complain too much.
All right. Well, very nice. Well, we'd love to hear what your favorite cookie is. You can put it in the comments below. And then, as Hayley's already said, anytime that you comment, like, or share, each one of those things enter you into the drawing that you can win free continuing education.
Absolutely. And so thank you all for your support. Thank you for your comments and your shares and your likes and your attending our trainings.
Thank you guys so much. And anytime that you do any of those things, then you're helping to support the mission of providing quality continuing education in Oklahoma. So thank you for your support. Everyone have a good week.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.